Most digital marketing agencies struggle with finding new clients themselves. They try a variety of outdated lead generation and client acquisition strategies in the cold format, like cold DMs, cold calling, cold emails, all of those things in order to grow and scale their business. If you are wanting to know how I helped a digital marketing agency owner named Brad sign a $30,000 yearly contract from posting organically on social media, then watch this video. There are hundreds of thousands of options when it comes to being able to hire a digital marketing agency as a small to medium-sized business owner. There's freelancers, there's large agencies, there's small agencies, and everything in between. So as digital marketing agency owners, we have to be willing to stick out from the crowd so people understand who we are as an individual, as the CEO of the agency, but also as who we are as an agency so we can build that know, like, and trust factor that so many of our clients end up signing up with us because of. The largest digital marketing agencies that are out there, the ones that are doing the most revenue, the ones that have the most clients, the Inc. 5000 agencies, those are the agencies that are usually not always the quote unquote best agencies, but they are the ones that are best branded and most well known, a lot of times coming from things like organic social media and personal branding. It's important for you to know who your ideal client is, just like those large agencies do, so they know how to better strategically go and acquire new clients. The end game of all of this is how do we get more clients into our funnel and into our system? So I would encourage you to take an audit of where you're at right now. How often are you posting organically from your personal page on social media on platforms like Facebook? I want to tell you a story about Brad Starnes. So Brad Starnes is one of my Builders of Authority Inner Circle one-to-one coaching client and community members. Brad started working with me one-to-one back in November of this past year. And when he got started, he was trying to acquire clients in all of the same ways in which I mentioned earlier. He had a virtual assistant that was cold calling old and outdated lists. He was sending cold emails. He was doing a lot of the things that most agency owners typically do, because that's what most people that teach and coach agency owners ultimately teach, because that's what they used to do in an outdated strategy years ago. I walked Brad through my blueprint of what I used to grow my agency from 0 to 7 figures in 15 months, as well as to grow it to a multi-million-dollar agency over the past couple of years. I walked through that exact strategy on what it actually meant to post and to qualify and generate the leads that he was looking for in order to grow and scale his agency. So in January of this past year, so 2 months into working with me one-to-one, Brad had followed the strategy of which I talk about, which is post twice a day, every single day on Facebook, do multiple reels per week, go live once a week on Facebook, and add a minimum of 5 new friends every single day. And so Brad had done that strategy, and he had continued to do it time and time again, day after day, every single day for almost 2 months. And in that process, he got connected with a local roofing company, and they had been chatting back and forth in the DMs, which was a strategy that I taught him and recommended that he try out. And ultimately, after providing a bunch of value in DMs and supporting the company page on Facebook, that company owner actually reached out to Brad and said, hey, let's go grab coffee. And so they went and grabbed coffee, and Brad was just planning on continuing to provide even more value than he had already provided. And at the end of it, when he started to lead with value and not ask for anything in return, she said, Brad, what do your options look like in order for us to actually work together? I really enjoyed our conversation, and I like how you have been different in this approach of providing value versus the sales approach that most agencies ultimately try to get clients with. And so he ended up going over his packages with her, and he signed a 12-month, $30,000 a year contract, which is the largest contract he's ever signed at the highest ARPA, and ultimately put a new sense of confidence for himself and set the bar at a new standard for his agency. And since then, he signed a couple more clients using that exact same framework, from personal branding to organically grow his agency through utilizing the blueprint in which I gave him. As I just wanted to reiterate the 4 things that you need to be doing every single day and every single week for the next 90 days that I would recommend you do is post twice a day, every single day on Facebook. 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. I would keep it consistent, posting at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. or whatever 2 times you ultimately decide to do. With those 2 posts a day, make 80 to 90% of the content have nothing to do with what it is that you're selling with digital marketing. The reason being is that everybody knows what digital marketing for the most part can do, right? Grow the business. That's what business owners ultimately sign up with agencies in order to get the end result. So make it about entrepreneurship, make it about business, make it about your personal life so that way people can get connected to who you are and who the agency is as the business and as the individual running the company. From there, I'd recommend doing 3 to 4 reels per week, eye-catching and engaging, talking about specific hooks and things like that that a lot of your clients are typically asking questions on, or industry trends that are happening with inside the digital marketing space and the digital marketing services ultimately that you offer. From there, I would go live once a week and do a specific training and tell stories in that training about how you are helping your clients achieve the results that they are ultimately paying you to do. And then last, but definitely not least, is I would add a minimum of 5 new people a day on Facebook. With those 5 new people, what we're doing is we're actually building 5 new relationships. And with those relationships can either be ideal client profiles. So if you work in a specific niche as an agency owner, or you're working with small business owners that have all the different characteristics that you already know as your ideal client profile, you're going to go add those individuals. And then you might go add ideal referral partners, right? If I could go get this person as a referral partner, that would dramatically increase the lead flow with inside of my business because they are also hanging out with and they know a bunch of my ideal clients. That's a perfect instance of what you can do with those 5 new people every single day. You do that for 90 days, your agency is going to consistently grow. If you're getting value from this video, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button so that way you can get notified each and every single time we launch this video. As a digital marketer, I want you to take action immediately. You must be willing to practice what you preach. As an agency owner since 2018, so many people have came to me and said, Adam, so many agency owners that we talk to don't actually practice what they preach. They're not doing the digital marketing strategies. They're telling us to go post on Facebook, but they are not doing it themselves. Separate yourself from the competition and start posting organically on social media in order to grow and scale your business. I'm a perfect example. Brad Starnes, who I mentioned earlier in this video, is a perfect example. You ultimately, as an agency owner, expect people to know who you are, to then like you and trust you without even them knowing what it is that you do, who you actually are, and how you help people. How are they supposed to know that if you're connected with them on social media, but you never talk about it? So you have to stay consistent with posting. Do that exact same strategy that I talked about earlier for the next 90 days, and your agency will ultimately grow. It's not an overnight success, but it is something that will consistently stabilize the growth of your agency, and it will continue to stack and stack and stack. That's why for the last couple of months, I've had 10 to 15 leads a day come in from our digital marketing agency through my organic social media content by literally practicing and preaching what this blueprint will do for you. Stop making the excuses and start taking action. If you want to scale your digital marketing agency with personal branding, with that organic social media content, and need our help, the first step is to join our Builders of Authority free Facebook group. You can go over to Facebook and type in Builders of Authority. You can also get access to our 7-step PDF. So it's 7 steps to a $1 million business with personal branding. You'll see a link to that here in the comments. If you got value from watching this video, again, make sure you hit that like button on the video and subscribe so that way you can get notified each and every single time we launch a new video. Thank you so much for watching today. And remember, authority isn't built overnight. It's built over time.